Apparently, his 68 million release clause can be paid in 3 installments of 20 million with 8 million in add-ons. All depends how that falls on the accountancy stuff, I guess. Now, apparently, Romano's also said Spurs have genuine interest in Mohamed Kudus, and he's high on the list of their summer targets. Initial contacts took place with new agents, while there are more clubs also involved. Kudus is open to moving to Spurs. So surely Spurs can't get him and Eze. You never know. Stranger things have happened. We've also tentatively been linked with Kudus. I still think Nico Williams ends up at Barcelona, but just to keep you lot updated, Barcelona have told Nico Williams to give his final okay now, or his move will be in danger. And you're seeing a lot of different fallout talking points with him. This is what you don't want to be entangled in. Player given permission to skip pre-season start as Arsenal tussle to sign him. Arsenal's pursuit and the pausing of it for Sporting's Viktor Gyökeres has been continually covered by the Portuguese press. The Gunners made an informal bid of 55 million euros plus bonuses, which wasn't entertained by the Lions. They're demanding 80 million euros, which is 20 million euros less than his release clause. On Friday, apparently, reports said the striker has one goal in mind to join Arsenal. They also said he doesn't want to be part of Sporting's pre-season and wants to immediately move to the Emirates. Saturday's edition of Old Jogo covers the latest on the Primera Liga side's immediate plan for the 27-year-old as Arsenal tussle to sign him. Rui Borges will welcome his players as they start pre-season preparations from July the 1st, which is tomorrow, people. What have we made of this so far? The Sweden international had been expected back with the rest of the squad, but has been given permission to join the group a week later. Apparently, the reports say that this is because of his involvement with the national team early this month, but he wasn't part of John Dallas Thomason's squad for the two friendlies against Hungary and Algeria. The Gunners are aware the frontman wants to join them. Sporting's president Federico Varandas wants 80 million euros, but Arsenal are unwilling to meet his request. The Gunners, in agreement with the striker's manager Hassan Setakaya, are betting on a fee in the region of 60 million euros plus 10 million euros for goals, which they claim they have agreed between Sporting and the agent. Apparently, his agent insists on an agreement with Varandas to sell his client for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros in bonuses. He's publicly said he can leave for less than his 100 million euros clause, but denies agreeing a fee with the representative. The player will return to pre-season on July the 7th, and Arsenal have until then to try and find an agreement with Sporting. So they oversold it with the headline. He doesn't need to be back in. He'll be interested after July the 7th if he does rock back in. So yeah, we're hearing there was an agreement of 60 million. They want 80 million. Do Arsenal think he's worth 80 million euros? I don't know. DeMarzio, no clue on his hit to miss ratio. I said Isaac wants to leave Newcastle this summer. Now, if we could get Isaac, there's no Gyokeres, there's no Sesko, there's none of this. I don't believe this, but one can dream, I guess. Apparently, he's talked to the coach and the club because he would like to leave, but Newcastle are currently not open to that. So, yeah, and he's primarily linked with Liverpool. Apparently, Gyokeres has even split up with his girlfriend, who said that she would like to keep him in Portugal, people. Given our expectations for Victor's value, I believe he might leave unless he has the worst agent in the world, which I find hard to believe because he's one of the best footballers in the world. I'm not going to say what amount we're asking that was conveyed to his agent, but I guarantee you that Victor will not leave for 60 million plus 10 million. Victor already knows this. Either a club respects Victor's fair market value and he fulfills his dream, or that club doesn't want Victor, and Victor, with 3 years left on his contract, stays at Sporting. There are only 2 scenarios. Oh, sorry, we've kind of read that. So it's crazy. Apparently, he's left his girlfriend as well. So don't matter what she wants anymore. Come to London, man. Come to London. I'm sure Arteta will sort you out. In fact, he'll probably be vexed because all it seems is like our players are getting in relationships or married and then, breeding essentially. So yeah, apparently Viktor Gyökeres has no intention to come back and play again, according to Romano. Gyökeres already informed the club about it, as per Record Portugal. Swedish striker insists on Pat made last year over summer exit, now feeling betrayed and tired. But it's business, isn't it? It's absolutely business, man. People love lying. And to be fair, the Sporting president, I don't think he's wrong with this. I think it's a bit of mind games in that he's spoken on Mbuemo and Cunha and Zubimendi. Arsenal, Man United have been linked to with Gyökeres. We have been watching the market, and I saw Martin Zubimendi, who is 6 months younger than Victor, leave for 65 million. Okay, fair enough. I saw Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbuemo, both forwards, but who, in my opinion, do not have Victor's market value or quality, being negotiated for around 75 million euros. Given the demands we consider fair, I believe Victor could leave unless he has the worst agent in the world, which is hard for me to believe because he's one of the best in the world. So it just seems like Sporting just want to be paid handsomely. Blind out of Germany are saying Hugo Ékitiké is a serious option for Arsenal. Voices are saying if Arsenal can't significantly negotiate a price for Gyokeres or Sesko, a higher fee would be required for a new striker. Anyway, Ékitiké would become a real attraction. Romano somewhat poured cold water on that and said, at the moment, I'm told there's no change on Ékitiké situation, no concrete update about the striker and Arsenal people. We've heard that Leipzig are now considering 60 million a more realistic price. So there's been a bit of a price drop with Sesko, or they've stopped trying to play hardball. Arsenal back in poker game to sign player. Andrea Berta could dump Gyokeres and Sesko. So this is in relation to Hugo Ékitiké. Apparently Liverpool, Chelsea, I guess Arsenal, Man United are all said to be keen on a 23-year-old. These clubs haven't made progress, but that should change soon, potentially because of Mikel Arteta's side. Blim report the Frenchman is being seriously considered at the Emirates as Andrea Berta is thinking about giving him the difficulties he's been having with others. The Bundesliga club are still demanding 100 million euros. So they want 100 million euros. Sporting want to be paid handsomely. And we've just seen apparently there's been a price drop with Sesko, but it hasn't been smooth sailing with that. The moral of the story is if you've got a striker that's wanted by especially the British clubs or a decent striker in this day and age where, to be fair, the attacking market for left wingers, right wingers, strikers at an all-time low, you're going to be one paid handsomely. Especially if you're Leipzig, because you ain't got Champions League money coming in. You're going to see a bunch of, well, I say a bunch subjectively, but Openda could leave, Xavi Simons could leave, Sesko's going to leave. So yeah, it makes sense, man. So probably the only one that's gonna probably be available for significantly cheaper is someone we've been linked with Ollie Watkins. We're led to believe today Hugo Ékitiké is the third horse if you can't get Gyokeres or Sesko. 24 hours ago, it was all Ollie Watkins if we fell. Attempting to drag Arsenal back in feels like desperation. If Berta isn't keen on paying up for Gyokeres or Sesko, then he surely laugh at 100 million euros for Ékitiké or even something close to that amount, people. So we've gone over this. We know that Gyokeres now has been given permission to skip things. What's this? In relation to Mosquera, the Valencia lad, according to media close to Valencia, Arsenal had bid 19 million euros, and that was considered insufficient. The player was said to have been keen on a renewal and a little frustrated that Valencia were taking time to offer him a good deal. The Spanish club stance is that Ron Gulay arrives as the new CEO in July, and they therefore want to wait. Sunday's edition of Super Deporte, Valencia's local newspaper, reports Arsenal's first offer was actually just 15 million euros. The newspaper states Arsenal are now prepared to offer 20 to 25 million euros, with 3 to 5 million euros for the higher figure based on performance-related bonuses. Andrea Berta is said to be keen, having been interested when he was in charge at Atletico Madrid. Whether Valencia will listen to a 25 million euros package remains to be seen, and a lot will depend on Maresca's response to any renewal offer given his contract expires a year from now. They're playing games with someone that's wanted by Leipzig, Arsenal, and a bunch of other teams. So it's interesting, and we're led to believe personal terms are not an issue. Martinelli has been discussed by Al Nasser as a potential winger option, but Luis Diaz remains the top target. So rumors of Saudi, Barcelona, Bayern don't seem to be going away with Gabby Martinelli. Real Madrid have been clear with any player who wants to leave, bring an offer to the table. If it suits the club's demands, they can leave. The exit door remains open. Rodrigo's agent, make sure you're in consistent dialogue. Once again, we've heard Spurs apparently have pulled out of the race to sign Eze, which would be interesting. In 2024-25, he played 43 times, got 14 goals, 12 assists, played 3,299 minutes. Oof. Oof. Eze is one that very possibly can get done because there's a 68 million release clause, and crucially it's payable in 3 installments. Now this has been billed as a kind of North London derby. It might be Arsenal, it might be Spurs. My understanding is that Tottenham have actually backed off in the last few hours, and although the interest is genuine, it's now nothing really more than that. Eze, some say, is an Arsenal fan as well. Yeah, I hear that Arsenal fan stuff, but when you're actually a professional footballer, and as much as I want you to sign for Spurs, I mean, it's definitely not sign for Spurs, that's crazy, sign for Arsenal. Doesn't matter what you was a fan of. It doesn't matter what you was a fan of. You've got a job to do. Like, you've got a job to do. And if Arsenal haven't made an offer and Spurs have, it is what it is. Now, I hope we make an offer. Plenty of reasons that we've been discussing as to why we want Eze. So Eze to Arsenal could be one to watch, because if they can't get Rodrigo, it wouldn't surprise me if they ramp up their interest in Eze. Let's just get Eze over the line, man. If, I'm not Berta, I'm not Arteta, I don't know anyone. If there's some degree of turning what could be mission impossible to mission probable with Rodrigo, then go for it. But at some point, you're gonna have to cut off any communication and stop waiting on things to change with Rodrigo and just be a bit proactive. It feels like Eze is more realistic. He's got a release clause. I guess Crystal Palace have expected this day to come. Just make it happen. simply because that release clause makes things a little bit easier, especially because it isn't payable in that one lump sum, which is music to our ears if you support Arsenal. We've been linked with Pepe. I know we've had one before, and we've actually been linked with Porto's Pepe before, but it seems to have resurfaced. Portuguese outlet Record states that Arsenal have made exploratory contact to find out what terms Porto would accept for the 28-year-old. Really? Don't believe it. Arteta has been told that Porto would not accept a free loan for the player who had a season to forget last term. So why are we getting him? The Portuguese club are not about to shut the door on a transfer, but do hold significant power, given Pepe has a 75 million euros release clause and a contract that runs for 2 more years. So you're not going to get top money for him unless you sell him this summer. If Pepe does depart Porto, it's likely to be a loan deal. This is because the Portuguese giants would need to pay commission to Yes Sports and N1 on any sale before next summer. Who are they? I don't know who that is. A low risk, high reward deal. It's not sounding very low risk to me, if I'm completely honest with you. But you never know. And we have been linked, we've been linked with restarting Ademola Lookman talks. Now, surely he's only seen as an alternative if you can't get Rodrigo, or as a wouldn't be against him. We're led to believe his days are, unfortunately, if you support Atalanta, numbered. We all know Thomas Partey is leaving. He's been linked with a move to Barcelona, people. This is actually his last day. Ollie Watkins to Arsenal, new update with Aston Villa ready to sell within days. Arsenal's view on a potential return to sign superstar striker. I mean, this Harry Burton guy, shameless, isn't it? Ollie Watkins as the PSR deadline looms over Aston Villa this month. David Ornstein's also come out and said that Aston Villa have taken a page out of Chelsea's book and sold their women's team, or sold something around their women's team. Rules are there to be broken. Just rumors at this, man. It don't really, until we're abundantly told we are not getting Sesko or Gyökeres, then I will give somewhat of a thought to the Watkins staff and the Hugo Ékitiké staff, and no doubt any other striker that's linked to us in that period, people. Martin Zubimendi's in London to seal Arsenal move as Gunners target triple transfer deal. Nordgaard, Kepa and Zubimendi. Be nice to see in 24 hours if they're announced. He was photographed at airport in Bilbao as he jetted to England to complete his switch. Finally, you've been a player for about 2 years, or at least a couple of months. Only thing close to a game changer I think we've got at this moment in time. 26 years of age, finally leaving his homeland, his boyhood club, and venturing out, people. So yeah, we've heard about that. We know Mikel Arteta has been a driving force on Zubimendi, who was linked with Liverpool, and it seemed like they were going to sign him at a point last summer, and has been linked with hijack talk and interest from Real Madrid. Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Christian Nordgaard. Thomas Partey is expected to depart. His contract actually expires today. Arsenal have been discussing a fee for Nordgaard worth in the region of an initial 10 million with a possible 5 million add-ons. Partey had been in talks over a new deal that was dead. We know Jorginho's cut. We know we're also finalizing Kepa. Apparently he's done his medical. Sesko and Gyökeres rumors won't go away. And the next one that seems like it might drag is Christian Mosquera, people. So it seems like things are starting to heat up. João Pedro's going to Chelsea, but we've been linked with Christopher Nkunku. I mean, we've been linked with Christopher Nkunku, Noni Madueke, and there's definitely another Chelsea player. We're getting Kepa, but Christopher Nkunku, Noni Madueke. There's a next Chelsea player we've been linked with, Nicolas Jackson. I don't know if there's any degree of truth in this, or if just journalists playing games, but we have shown that we're not shy to buy a player from Chelsea. And in that regards, in that it doesn't feel like difficult deals to do. That's why I think, you know what? You never know, people. But Christopher Nkunku can't stay fit. And it says he's believed to be keen on a return to Germany. Safe. They don't let Chelsea fans get away with it. They gas that signing. Every PL club's record sale. How can our record sale still be Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain? So yeah, we need to get renewals. We need to bring people in. But I need you to do what you can in terms of outgoings this summer. But generally, we need to get better at selling. We need to get better at sourcing talents that simply put, buy for the cheap, sell for the high. Like there might be an 18-year-old that comes into our first team, not quite good enough. You got him for 10 million, you've turned that into 40, keep it moving. And especially around our academy, whether we rate these players or not, we should be getting top money for a lot of these players that have gone on and done other things. Amari Hutchinson making movements. Brook Norton-Coffey will be playing Premier League football sooner rather than later. You know, whether they're going to do anything or not, the Lino Solsas of this world, the Renell Waters, need to follow on what we've been doing with the Ballagans and Iwobis and Smith Rose and Eddie and Nketiahs, but those are exceptions rather than the rule. That's something City and Chelsea do that we failed to do. So we're going to need to learn how to do that to get to the next level. Is there anything new? Come on, man. Tell us Lionel Messi wants to join us. Congratulations to Ethan Wanyeri as well for what happened here? For obviously winning the Under-21s championship. Big up on Amari Hutchinson and Brook Norton-Coffey as well. Anything new? The newest thing we've heard is that Partey could be going over there to Barcelona. Good move, really. You're not going to earn significant finances that you would have here. But fair play, my friend. So, yeah, we've been linked with Nicolas Jackson. Let's hope for our sake there's no real truth in that. Should we see if this website's got anything new for us? Oh, oh. What's this? Gone over that already. What's this? Oh, Arsenal. They done me. Hugo Ékitiké. Yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Newcastle have apparently all been linked with the 23-year-old. I don't think it makes sense, man. Apparently, Bundesliga expert Renan Murphy said Arsenal are in need of someone who can shoulder the responsibility of being their number 9, someone who they can rely on to be a prolific goal scorer. After Marmoush was sold to Manchester City, Hugo Ékitiké took on both of those roles at Frankfurt and did everything that was expected of him. The Gunners have tried and tested various 9s and non-9s to fill that position under Arteta, but now it's time to stop trusting the process and get someone in who already fits. Hugo Ékitiké will be exactly like this for Arsenal, as he can hit the ground running in the Premier League, just like Marmoush did at City. The transfer fee is much more than Hugo Ékitiké is worth, but Frankfurt always maximize profit and will do so again here. If he performs as expected at Arsenal, the outlay will be worth every penny for Arteta and the Gunners. I mean, yeah, but that's if in it. Smash the like button if you haven't already, folks. What else have we got? Yeah, so yeah, apparently we're back in talks for Ademola Lookman. 4 p.m. I'm gonna have Catch and D or Famzone TV. So yeah, it's a chance for me to shut up and hear you lot sports, and also there's people and a bit of an exclusive for you lot that are here. Big up Adrian Clark. I did a video with Adrian Clark this morning. Haven't released it yet, but it's soon land, people. Always working for you lot. So make sure the notification bells are on. But yeah, man, is what it is. DG Junior Films 10DO. The hot weather is too much for me. Kwame, it's a mad thing, man. The Jackson and Konku nonsense must stop. I thought Willock was close to 40 million. Even Willock's another good sell, but that needs to become the general rule, man. Sesko following United now, odd guy. I can't lie. This is why I don't pre what people are doing too much, and it's just mind games. Who knows? He could go Man United and we could get Gyokeres. Nobody don't know anything. Which players do you think will leave and how much do you think we'll get for them? I'm interested to see how Berta operates in the selling department. It's a techie one because on one hand, there is an element of people are selling and buying for more than a player's worth. It is what you can hustle, and in which Berta's got a reputation for hustling, right? So go and show us something. I think for us, we just need to clear the wage bill. In terms of players I think will leave, obviously Partey's and Jorginho and Tini, they're gone. I'm cheating the game a bit with that one. I'd imagine Lokonga's gone. I'd imagine Zinchenko's gone. For me, I think Kivior's going to ask to leave because he wants to go get first team football. I wouldn't sell him, but I think he's going to ask to leave. So that's Kivior. I don't think, you never know, but I don't think we're going to see not even an unpopular one, an unpredictable sell. You know, you never know with Martinelli if an offer gets placed that's too good to turn down. You never know with Trossard, especially around his contract. Yeah. I'd say I think Kivior, Zinchenko, Lokonga. I'm on the fence with Fabio Vieira because I think he should go at minimum, go on loan again. But you just think of someone that if you just play well in preseason, you can hang around and be part of the squad, whether that's good for you or not. Pardon me, I might even be exaggerating. I think Fabio Vieira is the toughest deal because I think with Zinchenko, he's on big wages. We're just happy to flog him, and I think he wants to leave. With Fabio Vieira, we all know we're not going to make our money back, but what would be a decent fee? And I'd imagine he's not earning 100+ million like some, but those wages that he's on at Arsenal, are people going to want to take them? Because he didn't really pull up any trees at Porto. If it was up to me, bro, you can go Porto again on loan or they can take you back permanently. That would mean knocking off some of the price for that Rodrigo Moura lad at Porto. He's going to be a star, probably be in their World Cup squad. We need to start getting these João Neveses and all the guys we waffle about, Doué when he's at Rennes. We need to start grabbing these players before they become, not even that they become household names, because literally thousands of people, millions of people around the world are watching these leagues, but before they get to a certain level, and because we're not going to rise up the bread required for such. We're not, Declan Rice is, an exception rather than the rule. Willock cost 25 million, worked out well for us despite his injuries. Willock done his thing, man. It's just a shame with injuries. And at the end of the day, not even unfortunately, Newcastle have got, since Willock walked into now, the man have got better, brought in better players. It is what it is. Good player, man. Sell Calafiori or Kivior to Atalanta and bring Lookman, add 10 to 20. I'm not letting Calafiori go. I actually don't want the only exception with Kivior is if he says I want to go. If he doesn't say anything, he stays. I just think with Kivior, he's looking at it at, I'm playing centre half. I'm getting my form again. It's a World Cup year. I want to play. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I'm remembering myself. I did well against Real Madrid. Saliba's the one that made mistakes. He might think, do you know what? Maybe the gaffer's learned to rotate. Maybe whether he's deluded or not, you actually want him to think like this. Maybe he thinks I can keep Magalhaes out of the squad. Maybe he even thinks he can bully Lewis Skelly or someone for left back. I just think he's gone, you know what? It's been romantic, but in the last 3 years, this has been the only time I get my run in the side. The first year I joined, Rob Holding was getting games before me. Cool, I was new. Maybe the gaffer weren't convinced of me in training. The year after that, only really got my opportunity when there was injuries. The year after that, which is the one that's just gone, only got opportunities. He might say, you know what? I love being at Arsenal, giving it a fair crack. I want to go and play regular football. I want to play 5, 10, 20, 30 games a season. You're not going to get that at Arsenal. Just like Martinelli, he wasn't well known when we signed him, and now he's worth a few million more. Who are you referring to in that regards? Gyokeres and Eze. I'll be amazed, man. And I hope Berger can change things, but are we the club that's going to shell out 60 odd million on Eze, 60, 70, 80 on Gyokeres? So that's what my maths is poor, but just under 100 or just over 100 million on 2 27-year-olds. I'm not saying I'm not on that, but we know how our club operate. There's a big emphasis on resale value and all of this. For me, I wouldn't be against it because we've lost a lot of experience. Now, I'm exaggerating, but there's 18-year-olds that probably have a lot more experience than certain 23-year-olds. So experience doesn't always come with age, but I am wary of Jorginho and Partey going. Zubimendi's 26. I imagine and you've played in the champs and for your country, there's experience there. Norgard, there's experience there. A couple of other players that have had on-the-job learning experiences at our club, and obviously people we've brought in. Eze's got his own experiences as well. Like, you can't negate the championship and playing in the Premier League. Gyokeres the same with Sporting in the championship and all of those things. So I am wary of that. Bring them in, man. Bring them in. I can't believe we ain't got 100 likes, man. You lot of shit, man. But if you hit the like button, one love. Sorry, Tavares must be doing something good. Apparently, market value is 28 million. I keep telling people that Italian league, I like it. The Italian league, I like the players, but I see a lot of players that stock wasn't high enough. At least they go there, they start bagging. Pensioners by footballer standards go there, start bagging. Crap defenders go there, start being held in high regards. I'm telling you, there's something in that league. There's something fugazi going on over there. Just type in Fabio Capello. You'll see what I mean. Chelsea leftover can offer mad value. Injury prone, he'll get cooked at left back. No pace. Keep Kivio and sell Calafiori. I disagree, but we'll see. And to be honest, what's the point selling Callum? We're not going to make no bread. Why do you think top clubs have not swooped up Osimhen? For me, out of the available strikers, he's the most certified and the most experienced. Don't buy the wages excuse. I don't know. It must be one of those. Yeah, I'm with you because I really don't know. I really have no clue. It's got to be one of those where I don't know if it's an analytical thing or it's agent talk or coach. It's got to be one of those things that if you're in the world of football, rightly or wrongly, you know. But to us as normal fans, who knows? I do think it's the finances. I don't think people want to pay the transfer fee, his agent commission fees, and probably his wages. And maybe, some of you always say that, he's got a bad, me for obvious reasons. I don't want to do the bad attitude thing, but he's got a bad attitude. Maybe it's just not worth the risk. I have thought that though with Osimhen, and I'd say Ivan Toney, when them players, it just looks like you're going to make a move. It could be injuries as well. It has to be Rodrigo Leao on the left. Eze to rotate at number 10, maybe, mate. Also want Gyokeres. Arnold, I can't see us getting Rodrigo or Leao though, man. And I can't see us buying Eze purely to just be a rotating 10. But then again, Eze gives us a lot to flex with because I do think you'll see Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi. But then there's scope to have Zubimendi and Rice as multifunctional 8s, maybe 2 6s, maybe take one of them out. There's even scope to have Rice as an 8, Eze as an 8. Probably in games, like in a couple games, we're going to dominate. But you could have Eze as an 8, Odegaard as an 8. Mr. Wanyeri as an 8 or probably as a 10. I don't think I'm going to see this on a consistent basis, but we need the ability to pivot, which we haven't shown previously, man, which I hope we prove ourselves wrong. Nusa or Bakayoko DG. Out of the two names you said there, I'd rather Nusa. Seems like more of a thinker's man's footballer for me. I do like Bakayoko, but he plays a bit too much on instinct. I think we've already got Martinelli for that. Sesko trolling. Road to 70k, smash the like, people, and subscribe. Come on, Michael, big up yourself, because without fail, you're always in the comments. Forget the live streams, but in the videos, I appreciate that. We shouldn't be accepting leftovers. We're getting ridiculous. I'm past the point now. Am I happy with a lot of our processes? 100% I'm not, but I can't change the recruitment. I can't change the manager. I can't change a lot. So, all right, I have my opinion. I'm just an armchair expert. You lot are the professional decision makers earning thousands and millions of pounds. Make sure there's a parade. If there's not, we'll talk. Arsenal reportedly spent around 220 million on Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, and Partey, yet recouped a big fat nothing in transfer fees, while 3 of the 4 were signed before Edu and Arteta's tenure. The outcome highlights a period of gross mismanagement of the club's assets. To be fair, though, I would say in isolation, when you're buying Pepe for 70 odd million, which another I told man that ain't gonna bang. In fact, two of my where I became a bit of a devil's advocate on YouTube. I said Lacazette's not the guy. I like him, but he's not the guy. I said Pepe's had a good 18 months. We got zanged, we got fleeced. I was bullish about Partey. I was cool about Aubameyang. But of all those 4 names, at the point of like what Lacazette was signed for 50 odd, which it's changed now, but that was big money, like 50 odd million. That was still at one point big money kind of thing. Pepe 70 odd million if he hit all those variables. Would love to know the actual fee that Pepe actually hit. All of them names you said there, when we bought them, 45 million Partey, Pepe 70 odd, don't even remember how much Aubameyang, but Aubameyang, Lacazette, those 4 names in isolation, you're not expecting to get bread back, essentially. It's like Alisson and Van Dijk at Liverpool. You're not expecting to make your money back on that. That is the only way you make your money back is winning. I think where that highlight stuff is kind of what you're alluding to, in that we're not a good selling club. We're getting too much pennies. People are walking out the door. Partey, nobody ain't paying nothing for Partey, in it. Like nobody's paying for Partey at his age now. Nobody's giving bread because of his wages. If he was on a Nordgaard type of timing, then fair play. But yeah, other than Kepa, no more Chelsea players. If they want to sell Caicedo, why not, man? Pepe would be a good pickup for Prem clubs, Fulham, Forest type move. I hear it. I don't believe we've been linked with Pepe for time, man. We need Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyokeres. Can't see it though, man. I'd love to be proven wrong. If after all this we buy Watkins, boys, wouldn't be against us. 100 likes, please. Come on, DG community and family, hit the likes. You always say, "Oh, I want Patreon page, we want exclusive content, we want members content." Hit the likes. Gyokeres will come to the Prem. Will it be Arsenal or another team? In my heart, I think we get Sesko. Like, how can I have an educated guess? Because who am I? I'm just a fan like you lot. I just feel Sesko's the one we want. I don't feel Gyokeres ends up at the carpet. I really don't. Gyokeres moving mad. He split up with his girl. This man really trusts Arteta. Boy, 80 million euros is more than fair for Gyokeres. I don't blame Sporting for fleecing. Get your bread. Would you take Asu Fati? Nah. This ain't the rehab home. Wishing you and Pogba all the best at Monaco, though. And do you know what? Monaco might be a good football manager save. DG, don't you think it's a little naive to want the club to open a checkbook when Lyon just got relegated for overspending beyond their means? They also have an American owner. No, I don't, because Arsenal have made a big case of living within their means. We're one of the most profitable clubs. All these journalists tell us we're nowhere near PSR. I don't think anybody is asking us to spend 500 million. We're asking you to address all areas and spend on quality. You've been saving a lot. You know, at the end of the day, no matter how much money you save in life, yeah, and it's good to be prudent, to have savings, to, you know, handle responsibility at home. I don't know about anyone else, but I have a couple of friends. I've got friends that don't wear flashy stuff, but you go to their house is nice, mortgage is paid off, all of those things. That's what I'm on. And I've also got friends who haven't, you know, their living standards is a bit dodgy, but they've got nice clothes and whatnot. At the end of the day, no matter how much you save your bread, you can't take it to the grave. Spend some bread. You found money to buy Declan Rice. When you're spending big money, it's too mixed. I think Partey worked out, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of baggage with Partey. I can't say, was it a quality signing? In terms of ability, yeah, there was a lot of baggage. 65 million on Kai Havertz, we fleeced ourselves. There's been money to spend, whether it's been a 65 million on Kai Havertz or it's been sums that you're not looking at it mad, but when you add it all up, there's bread. No one ain't asking the club to do a madness and not be within your means, but you're at this stage now where you evidently need to buy quality. If you can do the Liverpool thing where you find a Mane at Southampton, you took the chance, or you can find a Salah no one's talking about, great. If you can find an Isaac when he's at Sociedad before he becomes this Newcastle one, if you can find them stars of tomorrow, I'm on that. But if you don't do that, and then we're not getting Isaac, but for argument's sake, you see Anthony Gordon and Isaac, 2 players we've been linked with at Newcastle. You see Rodrigo now at Real Madrid. There's several other examples. Once they get to a point and they've got a certain stature in the game, put the bread down. If you do neither, we're talking about the same things. And we don't need much. Yes, we do, because we need a lot of squad depth. And if I'm honest with you, let's cut the bullshit, man. Well, what we need to address isn't necessarily anything new from a tactical point. Low blocks, changing things in game, moving the ball a bit quicker, penetrating central areas, pivoting beyond set pieces. We knew all of this the season before the one that's just went. Striker ain't replaced Aubameyang. Left wing, we knew from the year Martinelli had a great season. All of these things are stuff we knew we needed to address. Even if I said at the very earliest, January, because you was open to getting Ollie Watkins. Fair enough, he was offered to us. Go and do what needs to be done. We keep hearing about war chess and X Factor and this, that, and the other. Rise up the X Factor brothers then. That's all we're asking. We have to win big trophies, but let's play MLS and Lewis Skelly in the 6. Even Rice couldn't hack it at the topmost levels, at the topmost level versus PSG, but Miles Lewis Skelly can do it. To be fair, Lewis Skelly's in midfield anyways, man. I don't care where Lewis Skelly's at. If you're going to be a midfielder or a left back, who cares? Just as long as you're on the pitch in the squad, you're doing your thing. 10% votes. No against SA. They are not very wise, are they? Cobes, everyone's allowed an opinion, man. Everyone's allowed an opinion. DG, we got another Chelsea reject coming your way. Take good care of him, Maduki. I can't lie. As I said, the only thing that makes me a bit nervous is because of our track record. Like, it's not an Arsenal transfer window recently. If we don't buy a Chelsea player, Sterling on loan, Kepa's arrived. Jorginho was a bit better than the rest of the scraps that we got. So that gives it. But I just think it's too easy to link Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, and Nkunku for obvious reasons. And if we get them, it's not serious. Arteta, Berta as well. If you sign Madueke, that's one thing and one reason to be vexed. Even though I don't think he's a terrible player, I'm not going to lose my shit. If you get him in, if you get me Eze and do everything you need to do, and Madueke's here, I'm not happy with it, but cool. If you spend 50